You want that passive income in 2019? You want dropshipping to be the way to do it? Yo, check it out, man. About to hook you up. Selling on Amazon has absolutely changed our lives. You want to know something? We're going to help you guys get there too.
All these people are talking about wanting to sell you a lifestyle. We're here to sell you a life.
What's up, guys? It's the Dropshipping Terminator. Me and my partner, the Dan of Steel. We talk all about that e-commerce life, baby. That Amazon, private label dropshipping, FBA, little retail arbitrage here and there, Shopify, all types of stuff, man. That sound good to you? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stick around for a little bit. Make sure you get into the free Facebook group below because that's where you're gonna get all the good knowledge that we obviously can't drop on YouTube and blah, 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 blah. So, for all you regulars, you know what time it is, man. It's time to go ahead and get right into it. So, how are you going to generate passive income through dropshipping this year, okay? Now, I know you guys are all about that passive income, all about that, make money doing a bunch of nothing, right? You're going to have to put in some effort, but the income will eventually become quote-unquote passive. You know our thoughts on the whole passive income thing, but we're going to go ahead and help you out, okay? Now, dropshipping is very difficult at first, all right? You need to have your system set up in place. You need to make sure that you get everything rolling, and then the money will come, and you'll pretty much be set. But first off, you cannot create any type of passive income unless you know what platform you're going to sell on. Now, right now, you obviously know our feelings on eBay. eBay is not a terrible platform, but there's too many changes going on for new dropshippers, at least in our opinion. Now, some people feel differently. They feel that it's still a viable platform for beginners, for new sellers, and that may be true. But we don't want people to go through all the headaches and all that crap, so we'll leave that to the side. Shopify and Amazon are probably going to be the two spots that a new beginner needs to jump on if they want to start creating some form of passive income. All right, and we'll explain all that going forward. Shopify, because of the audience, you guys will own the traffic and you'll be able to market to them much more efficiently, and over time you guys will eventually end up moving to like a marketing company to handle all your campaigns and things of that nature. Amazon has practically unlimited free traffic, so you don't have to run any paid promotions. Obviously you do not own the audience, it's Amazon's audience, but with all that free traffic, you're guaranteed to make money. Guys, we've proven it with our students. That's just what it is. You will make money. Now, no matter what platform you sell on, you are going to need to make sure you have evergreen products, okay? What are evergreen products? Evergreen products are things that are going to sell all year round, period. Doesn't matter if it's rain, snow, summer, fall, winter, whatever. They sell all the time. And I know a lot of people get into like the whole trendy thing where they're like, oh, right now, these rose-colored sunglasses are like the killer thing to do, blah, 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 blah. No, guys, that's not what you want when you get into dropshipping, at least not from a passive income standpoint. You need to have evergreen products because you need something that's going to sell all year round, all right? You need that. Without that, you're pretty much screwed. You're dead in the water, okay? And then once you have your evergreen products, you need to make sure that you're fluffing those with more higher ticket items. So you have your evergreen products that are going to consistently do money, and they're going to be like your base level. They're always going to do money. They're always going to make tons of money for you. That's where the bulk of your profit's going to come from. But then you're going to have higher ticket items that kind of make up those big, months. All right, so sometimes we'll get massive orders for some of our higher ticket items. Some of them range anywhere from $150 all the way up to around $500. Okay, so you want to have high ticket items because even though they may not sell very often, the profit margin on them is generally very, very large. All right, so it kind of makes up for that. So even though your base level here, your evergreen products are doing the majority of your sales, those high ticket items will do a lot more in profit. All right, so these base levels here will generally be your 20 to 40% profit margin products, and then your higher level products, your high ticket items will generally be the ones that have like 100% or more ROI based on your ad spend or PPC, whatever platform you're going to be selling on. All right, so base level, high ticket items. Once you have that, you'll also need to make sure that your marketing is set up properly. Now, if you're on a Shopify platform, you need to make sure that your ads are converting properly. You need to make sure that you have the right campaigns, you have the right static. If you're going static ads, video campaigns. If you're going to be video converts better. You also need to make sure that you have enough ads and enough products to test to keep those rotating, okay? So ads will become stale over time, so you need to have new ads cycling when you start noticing conversions drop off. So if let's say you're averaging roughly 10 to 15 conversions per day per ad set, and you notice that they've dropped off to maybe 5 or 10, and they've been doing this for a couple weeks, it might be time to get some new ads in rotation and kind of cycle those down and continue. And then once those get old, then you rotate the old ones back. All right. Now with Amazon, you're going to need to make sure your PPC campaigns are on point, because you want your ACoS to be fairly low. You don't want, to have to spend, 85% to make a sale. You do not want the majority of your sales to come from advertising. You want the majority of your sales to be natural, to come from organic traffic. So make sure that you have your listings optimized, and same thing's going to go for Shopify. You will need to optimize those listings. You're going to, because SEO is very, very important. You're going to need to make sure that your titles are good, your bullet points are good, and your product descriptions are fantastic. And then once all that is set, you're going to need to give it a little time to bake. Now, you don't want to just go all crazy and start running PPC and all this and wasting tons of money, because you're not really going to know what you're doing. You want to get some natural traffic, unless you just kind of want to fluff the process. And that's what a lot of private label FBA guys will do. They'll fluff the process. They'll pay for viral launch. They'll pay for a launch service, then run a buttload of PPC, inflate those sales, and then realize that they have a bad product or bad optimization, and then when they juice it down, those products will stop selling. That's not what you want. You want organic ranking, organic traffic. Now on either one of those platforms, once you start making money, this is how you're going to get into the passive mode. Okay, you're going to get a virtual assistant or a series of virtual assistants, 2 or 3, maybe even more, depending on how many stores you have or depending on the workload. That's where the passive income comes in. We have virtual assistants, and they run a good chunk of our business. Now, you guys know Eric is our main supplier. He's our agent that handles a lot of our sales. He handles a good chunk of them. Our VAs, get the orders for the day. They put them in a spreadsheet. They send them off to Eric. They pay through PayPal. Done and done. Now, they also go to some other suppliers, for things that Eric cannot get. But for the majority of it, we put in all this time up front, and then the virtual assistants handle a lot of, the back end work, so we don't have to now. Same thing with Shopify. Once you get everything running smoothly, you'll probably have some type of automated ordering software. Oberlo is a pretty good one if you're going to be ordering from AliExpress on that site. But if you get into wholesale dropshipping, which is something that we're going to discuss later on, on how to make money dropshipping the proper way down the line, like the official way. We'll start talking about wholesale dropshipping, but for right now, that's not what we're going to get into. We're talking about how you're going to make passive income, and this is how you're going to do it. You need to make sure that you have your virtual assistant set up once you have your systems in place. You cannot start making passive income until those systems are in place, and it's truly not passive because you have to do so much work up front. But once you have the systems in place, your virtual assistants or that automated software will do the majority of the work for you, so that way you can kind of sit back, relax, and not stress yourself. Now, you are still going to have to put in that effort. You're still going to have to focus. You're still going to have to put in that time to build a successful business and to build a successful brand. But virtual assistants, one sec. Stop it. You're still going to have to put in a lot of effort to build your brands, to build, your stores, whether that's on Shopify, Amazon, or even eBay. But once you have that done and your virtual assistants are handling things for you, it's really truly more of a passive system. We don't really think too much about it. We still check on our businesses every single day. We still answer emails. We still make sure that things got ordered. We still make sure that things got shipped. We still go over, our virtual assistants work. So it's not truly passive, but we're not doing the bulk of the work anymore. We are kind of sitting back. Now also, you could pay somebody to build you a business. I mean, if you really want it to truly be passive, that's pretty much, what we do for some of our hiring clients, who come to us and say, hey, I don't necessarily want to take the course, but I want the benefits of having you guys to build me a store that does the private label dropshipping model and, like wholesale dropshipping, wholesale FBA, things of that nature. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, we'll do that for you. It is not for everyone. That's why we don't advertise it, because it's a very expensive service, and, it requires a lot of time on our part. So, we know that a lot of people cannot get into that because they do not have the funds. So why even go out there and say this is it? If you guys come to us, then we'll discuss it, but that's besides the point. So that's another passive thing to another way to generate passive income in the dropshipping space. But this is how you're going to build it from the ground up if you're going to do it on your own, guys. That's what you're going to need to do. You have to lay the foundation in order to have someone come in and run that for you. The VA piece is really what's going to be the passive mode for you, but without the base layer, without the foundation, you cannot build the rest of the house. So you're going to need to do the things that I mentioned in order to build a sustainable business. okay? It has to be sustainable first and foremost, because you need to be able to continuously make revenue without having to do too much. You're always going to have your hands inside of your business because that's what a business owner does. You know, the only truly passive form of income is investing, active investing, where you give your money to someone and then they run it for you. You know, they invest for you, they make sure that everything is good, and you know, you get tons of money in return. Hopefully you get tons of money in return. It doesn't always work out that way, but in this case, you know, this is what you're going for. So guys, that's it. That's how you're gonna create passive income from dropshipping in 2019. Now there's a lot of steps in between on both platforms, and we'll start getting into that in later videos to kind of help you guys out along throughout the year, because it's still early in 2019, so you have an opportunity to make some money, and we're gonna help you get there, okay? You guys already know, if you're in our free Facebook group, get in there below. We talk about building the arc, right? So we're building an arc, and we want as many people that can fit into the arc to come with us, because we're not just, you know, all about selling on, you know, Amazon or Shopify or whatever. You know, e-commerce is changing, and e-commerce is ever changing, and you want to make sure that you have yourself set up for the long haul. We want you guys to get rich and stay rich. We don't want you guys to just get rich and think of yourselves as drop shippers or e-commerce sellers or whatever. We want you guys to make sure that you have a game plan, something long term for the future, okay? Don't look at yourselves as just drop shippers. Look at yourselves as entrepreneurs and carry yourselves on. This is a good way to get started, make yourself some passive income so you can move into other things, okay? You want to generate some form of passive income, passive, you know, quote unquote, to where you can move on to other business ventures so you can stay rich, all right? You guys got that. We'll check you in the next one. Be safe, be smart. Don't be out there doing things you ain't got no business, because if you're out there making babies and making bad decisions, then all that passive income that we just talked about is going to be going to diapers and bottles and all that stuff. Ask me how I know. Ask me. So I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.